Hi guys, this is Tony here from Metal Roos. You're about to sit down and enjoy an interview I just did um, over there, and so do like and subscribe so you can get all this straight into your streaming and into your consciousness as soon as it arrives. So enjoy the interview, and I will. Over to you, Tony.
Here, you can't see with me. That's a good thing about being bold.
It's all-
You look younger
yeah, yes. Well, thanks
because
for
you
coming
can't
and
tell
playing
it.
with us,
Gray
Michael.
hair,
Yeah.
makes you look older. I don't know why Halford does this beard thing.
Yeah, I know.
It looks so old. If he was so looking so fine with this, he doesn't even have to make it black. But this beard,
Yeah, the big one doesn't work, does
it,
it?
it doesn't work. I don't know, but I love the guy, whatever he wants, but it's just not a good choice.
Yeah, but when you're Rob Halford, I suppose you can do what you want, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And on the other hand, it also shows some maturity, because he doesn't care.
No, exactly. And so
I'm
should
sure
he?
he sees that this makes him look old, but he is. So, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? So maybe it's okay. It just shows that he's not hiding it anymore or whatever.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think more for it actually for that, in that respect. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
he can still belt out those tunes. I mean, his
Yeah,
vocal range is still incredible. For what is he, 70 something?
absolutely. But he was always a mystery, wasn't he? I mean, it's not normal. It's
No, he's not.
absolutely
He's
not.
not. No, no, he's not. No, no. This,
If I would sing as heavy as he has sang, if I would do that 1 year, I'll be done.
yes.
I'm pretty sure his vocal cords are metal.
I think they probably are. Well, he's from He's from around Birmingham area. No, was it Sheffield? No, wherever, around that area. So it's probably got
But
all
he's really,
bones.
it's like I have these conversations about vocalists and singers a lot of times with people I talk to, and they always try to hear what I think, why some singers can do this or that or whatever. And I always say with Halford, I think his way of singing is reflecting who he is. It's his personality, and it reflects through his singing. This is why we liked him all the time that much, because he's very authentic. He's an original, and when you do something that's natural to you, your body can take it. This sort of singing, this aggressive singing that he does, is natural to him. He can do that because it fits with his personality. And if you force something over yourself that is unnatural for you, you violate your voice, and then you lose it. To be in tune with who you are is all that matters in the end there.
Yeah, well, that was one of the questions I was going to ask you. How have you kept your voice so
Yeah, that's
unique
that's
for
why
so
that's why
long?
I'm and this is my explanation because I think I'm not violating it. I kind of found my own way. I had my idols, I had people that I admired. I got into that. I mean, I was into Elvis and the Beatles before that, and around the age of 14, a friend of mine who's still a friend of mine, he got me into metal. And that was the time when Number of the Beast from Iron Maiden was
Mm.
the newest record. Screaming for Vengeance from Judas Priest. Metallica. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they were later. So
They were
I
later, yes,
must
86.
have been something
Yeah,
like Kill 'Em All
yeah.
uh, around that time. But it was a great time to get into this kind of music, and so I was excited about these type of vocals. I was
Mm.
listening to Dickinson, and I had my own school band. I was trying to work things out, and so you are influenced by people that you admire always, but you have to find your own way. That's the thing. Don't just try to copy. In the beginning, you copy. That's how
Mm.
you learn it. But you have to give it your own kind of thing, and especially when it comes to how you do it.
Mm.
How you do it. If it hurts, and it's like if you rehearse with your band for like 2 hours and you can't even talk anymore afterwards, you're doing it wrong. I,
Yes.
I can rehearse with Helloween for 4 hours and I can still talk and my voice will still sound all right. Because I don't violate it. And that's the key. And also you have to adjust to the changes of your body when you get
Mm.
older.
Yeah,
Because the,
everything drops
the
down a
vocal
register.
cords they get
Mm.
thicker when you
Mm.
get older. It's not necessarily a bad thing because you
Mm,
get more resonance and you usually sound fuller and all that. Even
mm,
when I mean I'm in the phase of aging now, so it's like I have to adjust. I don't feel anything in the voice yet.
mm,
Voice has changed over years, but I'm always adjusting to it. I'm always figuring things out that I have to do slightly different or whatever. But I don't have to do that much too different so far. But that's part of it. Don't violate the voice. And it doesn't matter what it sounds like. There are singers who sing in a way that a vocal teacher would say, well, that's not good for the voice. That's not. But the singer can do it. And if your voice can take it and it feels good, and you can even make a tour like that without losing your voice, you can do that. It's a very individual thing, really. It
mm.
totally is. It should just not go against your nature. That's important.
And I think that well, you're right because your voice has. I mean, I listened to all your albums. I've listened to them many, many, many times, as all of us have done.
Right.
And it doesn't seem to change, Michael. It doesn't seem to
It has
waver.
changed, but not in a negative way. It
Mm,
has changed in a way that I have more resonance when I sing
mm,
lower key today. You know,
mm,
and but I can when I do. I mean, when you sing the upper keys, a lot of singers sound the same anyway, or very close to each other because it's
mm,
like you have the most uniqueness in the lower and in the mid range.
mm,
That's where you hear the most character. When singers, especially in the metal scene, do those high screams that I'm
mm.
also quite known for, they all sound very similar. It's
Yeah,
very hard to tell the difference because you
yes,
just you lose the flavor a lot. I mean,
yes.
if
The
you are really
subtleness.
trained, you can tell.
Mm,
I mean, I can hear it, but
mm.
to the average listener,
No,
they wouldn't be able to tell. It's like,
yeah. And
what was the question again?
oh, no, so that was how you're looking after your voice, how you've looked after your voice.
Yeah.
But let's
I,
talk about
I think I'm doing. You always have to be mindful.
oh
Yeah.
yes,
You always have to to stand beside yourself, even on stage, even when you get excited and you have all the energy going on. You still have to somehow have that little voice in your head saying, "Don't overdo it. Just
yeah.
take it
You've still got
easy."
20 shows to go.
Yes, exactly. You got to be mindful. I think that plays a big role that you got to be mindful in what you're doing.
It was professional as
Toby
well.
always says it's genetic
Mm,
from Avantasia. Toby, he
yeah.
always says it's, I don't know, maybe a little bit too. Maybe that that
Oh,
that,
I,
that
I
can
think
also
it's,
be
I think
true.
it's a lot of genetics. I think there's
Yeah,
a
probably.
lot of lucky from the world
Yeah, some
around.
people have these voices. I just discovered last year my all-time favorite voice ever.
Mm,
It's a girl from the Netherlands. You have never heard of her, I'm sure.
mm,
She has to me the best voice ever. She has total control. She can sing the Whitney Houston stuff if she has
mm.
to. She can do all of these acrobats in terms acrobats. Can you
Mm.
say that acrobats
Yes.
in terms of vocals? Female, she
Yeah.
can do it all, but she can also rock. She is like very very diverse, versatile. Sorry,
Mm.
in what she's doing, and she has a very big sounding voice. When she goes up, she sounds full, and if she
Oh,
wants to, she can
yeah.
sound very very feminine, but she can like sound like Whitney Houston in her prime. She has this resonance there,
Wow.
and when you hear her talk, her talking voice is quite low,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she always makes jokes about it. She
Yeah.
says, "Yeah, I sound like a Dutch farm woman." She has it doesn't sound unsexy. It's not that low that
Yeah.
it's not feminine, but it's lower, her
Yeah.
talking voice, than the average female voice. But that's why she sounds so big, because she has this lower key. So when she's raising the voice, it has more resonance.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
for
Lower
her, it's
bass.
higher. It's
Yeah.
higher than her normal key would be.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so very genetic. That's why I'm
Of
saying it. It's
course.
very
Yeah. Of
genetic. She was
course it
born
is.
like that.
You
She
can't
has
teach.
this.
Yeah. Like we said before with the Halford, you can't teach that. That's just something that is given to you
You can
by.
learn certain techniques. You can
Mm,
learn uh, uh, um, how to pitch better or things like
mm,
that. But it's like anything that's the basic sound of your voice,
mm.
that's genetic. you can mold it a little. You know, it's like
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the crunch time. You remember everything was
yeah,
they were kind of singing in the throat
yeah,
to create some kind of sound that wasn't really there. It was a bit of a masking the real
yes,
voice. I didn't like that very much. I like voices natural to
yeah,
hear how they sound.
yeah. I think you get that with particularly with your kind of metal. I mean, Halloween has been
Yeah,
that sound, that power metal, that clear,
yeah.
um, operatic almost.
You can
In
you can for you can what is it? You can sculpture the sound a little, and every singer does that a little, but it shouldn't be a masquerade. You
mm,
shouldn't you shouldn't completely fake a sound that isn't your voice.
mm.
Uh, um, and but the key thing you cannot learn is soul. You
Oh
know what I mean?
yes, no, absolutely.
Emotions. If
Yeah,
you have it or you don't. The thing is, you can learn how to sing. I mean, there's so many singers, male or female, out there who are technically able to sing very well, but nothing happens here.
yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
just they don't move you.
yeah, yeah.
And then you have other singers that don't even have to be so great in the terms of the range, but they
Mm,
have the soul. And there you have it again, individuality. It's all about the individual, the soul, the heart that someone has.
yeah,
And that Dutch girl delivers that too. She
yeah.
has so much soul, and
Oh,
at least for me, I'm dying when she sings.
oh, it's lovely. It's like
Her
great
name is
guitarists, isn't it?
her name is Davina Michelle.
Okay, I'll have to make a note and I'll check her out.
Best
Um,
voice ever.
yeah, it's like great guitarists though, isn't it? Because you can play a million notes,
Exactly, exactly.
but the great guitarists of this world, like Clapton and Beck, and they is what they didn't play is what made it
Yes, the
beautiful.
thing is, it's much more difficult on a guitar to be unique. The voice is really you. This is part of
Yes.
your body. The guitar is an instrument you play, and you need to have a lot of individual skills to play the instrument in a way that, and you have these guitar players, you hear three tones, three notes, and you
Yeah.
know who it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
had this experience. I've had this experience a few times. I had the last time that I remember was David Gilmour.
Mm.
He was playing guitar. Where this was the first time that I've noticed that I was thinking about it. I was
Mm.
really young. It was No More Lonely Nights from Paul McCartney,
Yeah.
and in
Yeah.
the end, David Gilmour plays guitar, and
He
I was
does.
hearing that it is him,
Yeah.
just out of the
Yeah.
guitar playing style.
It's his touch.
Yeah.
It's the way he breathes through the instrument. It's
Yeah.
such
And
a
nobody is the same. If you have individuality, everybody is different.
mm.
Everybody plays the same scales. I mean, Eddie Van Halen was breaking out of it. That was exciting about his guitar playing. He was when he was playing the pentatonic scale, he
Yes.
broke out of it. He even used
Yes.
tones that are not allowed in the scale,
I
but he
know.
played it in a
But
way
who's
that
going to
worked.
tell him not to? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right. That's what made Eruption such an amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he sounds so interesting. I mean, I've bought a whole bunch of EVH guitars because I had a Eddie Van Halen flash again.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, and you play the stuff that he did, and it's actually quite simple. But the way he plays it
Yeah.
makes it exciting. It's different. The way he uses these notes was just very original.
Yeah. It's a. I mean, he's a again. It's a one-off. It's in the
Yeah,
DNA, right? Um, the new album. Let's talk quickly about the new album, which is coming out August 29th, I
yeah,
believe.
I think so.
Giants and Monsters.
Yeah,
Great cover. Great. I like the cover on it. I love the artwork.
yeah.
When you first get the
I wasn't
package.
so I wasn't so mad about it at first, but it grew on me. It grew on me. I mean, we had a few titles, of course,
Mm,
for we could use, and we had artists making suggestions,
mm,
and there was some good stuff there. And Kai wanted it to be called Monsters.
mm.
He thought that would be a great title because you can do a lot with it. And the basic idea or the basic talk was that we would do it more funny, like a bit more comedic.
Tongue in cheek. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
somehow, like the Dr. Steen kind of style,
Yes.
something not so serious. But Jan, our manager, doesn't like the idea that the main record is funny. Which in my time we never did that. It was just the singles where
Yes.
the funny part came. And with the Andy time that did it with the Rabbit record, for instance, that was
Mm.
that was kind of funny. So they had it a little bit. But I understood his point that he would like the cover, the record cover, to be not just funny, you know. So but the idea was that it was not supposed to be dark or negative or satanic or anything like that, because that's
Mm.
not who we are. But we moved away from that funny bit a little bit, and it ended up to be that, which is almost abstract. It has some kind of almost like an abstract painting to a
It
certain
does.
extent.
It's like a Max Ernst painting. It really is.
Yeah.
You know.
And it
Yeah.
has a nice dynamic of light and darkness. You can see the Pumpkin Man, as representing the band fighting the demons or whatever.
Mm.
You can see it in that way, and that's why I was okay with it in the end.
I think it's
Uh,
different. I mean, I mean, I must admit, it wasn't the kind of album I'm used to from your
uh,
band. Like, but it was something nice, a different
yeah.
change, which I
Yeah, we
liked.
had we had a different cover in work for a long time, which I cannot tell you what it was because we didn't buy it. It was a very famous guy who made the cover. We all loved it, and it would have been very controversial in term for the metal world. It
Oh,
would have received a lot of criticism, but would have been the point,
yeah,
to do
yeah, yeah,
something that people are arguing about and stuff.
yeah. That's it. Shake it
We
up a bit.
didn't do it. It would have been great. I loved it. Everybody loved it, but we actually found another band who used the same object
Yeah.
live and whatever. So we didn't do it in the end. But
Oh.
that would have been fun. I mean, a lot of people would have been pissed. That's in a situation like that. That's the idea. You put something out that you hate or love.
Yeah.
That you either get the sense of humor or you don't.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not necessarily a negative thing. Even
No.
if you have bands out there that always just want to be pleasers, they always just want to be Mr. Nice Guy and stuff.
Mm,
It's not how it works. I mean, to be
no.
controversial can work like really good in
Of
terms
course,
of
yeah, because all press is good press, right?
yeah, yeah.
And I just want to say, I absolutely love the album. Listening through a few times now since I've had it, I really love "A Little Is a Little Too Much."
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
thinking, what I would have had that as a lead single. I know you had Tokyo. This is Tokyo, but
I think it might be the next one.
oh,
I
I
think
hope
we
so. It's a
yeah,
real,
yeah, yeah,
real cracker of
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
number.
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, we got a few.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, is
Yeah,
that
but Andy's stuff is always like a very round thing. He just knows how to write songs, and
yeah?
uh, quite often that they end up being the singles. I mean, what Kai does these days is usually very metal.
Mm.
He doesn't do the future world and the hour and out stuff today that much anymore. But Andy's stuff, he's a big Kiss fan, David Coverdale fan, Whitesnake fan. And that's where he's coming from, and this is why his songwriting is always very good for videos and singles.
It's very groovy. It's got a good groove to it.
Yeah,
That song. It's real sort of. You can see it's been a crowd pleaser.
it reminds me a little bit of the Scorpions.
Yeah, well, yes, you're very correct. It has that feel to it. I was thinking,
The
yeah, it's
riff and
yeah,
the this is why I choose that harmony, that upper harmony,
yeah,
because it sounded even more like the Scorpions. I felt like the riff, especially the verse and the bridge, sounds a lot like has a bit of that Scorpions vibe.
yeah, yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, no, I love the Scorpions. I
Who
really
doesn't? Yeah, exactly, exactly. No, I think it's I mean, because it follows on from your self-titled album that came out in 2021, wasn't it? Or
yeah.
2022,
No, it was pretty one.
21. That horrible
Yeah.
time of the COVID
Uh,
era.
that
Yeah,
was a decision we were discussing. If we really want to wait until this is over, because we wanted to release it earlier. It was meant to be released, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, of course, it was meant to be released in 2020
yeah.
because we had already a tour booked for
Oh,
2020, which didn't take place, and so we didn't release the album. But then we thought, who knows how long this is going to go?
yeah,
So we
yes,
so
exactly. Yeah.
we just decided to put it out there in 21. It was a great what is it, emotional turn. It was a nice thing to do, because apart from all this pandemic crap, there was something good. You had a
Well,
record
that's
out,
right. You know,
you had
we're all trapped
interviews to
indoors.
do and stuff, and
Mm.
it was really refreshing to do that. It was a good choice.
Yeah, because I must admit, I remember when it came out because I was, all stuck indoors. I mean, I remember Maiden had an album out that year as well, and it was just nice
Yeah.
to be able to. sort of just go, well, I can't go out, but I can put my stereo on 11. Like,
Yeah. And people were so positive. And I think it was part of being so frustrated about the situation and
mm.
dealing with the negativity that was all around. And so something like that, it's a great thing. Everybody was thankful. There's something life didn't happen, so at least you could have some records being released.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think a lot of people
yeah,
released records.
yeah. There's a lot that came out that time, isn't there? What I appreciate about bands like yourself, though, releasing albums, then you didn't go in and become, oh, woe is me. This is an album about COVID. It was just an album, and you were releasing it out. You
Yeah.
know, there was a lot of bands that sort of rode that kind of
Yeah,
narrative.
but I think that's because the writing was already done
Mm,
before it happened.
mm,
I mean, I was finishing the vocals in the first lockdown that they had. I was in in March. I came back from Tenerife
mm.
where we did the vocals, and we didn't have a lockdown in Germany by then, but there was like the first type of lockdown was in Tenerife where they were like driving around and telling people not to leave the apartment if not necessary because of the COVID virus and blah 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 blah.
Mm.
That's when I finished the last bits and pieces of the vocals. So there was the pandemic did not have any influence on the songwriting.
Well, that's well and I think that's a great thing because as I said it's
Yeah.
timeless. Then the album is timeless. Then you're not locking
Yes, the
it.
thing is nobody wants to hear it anymore. It's like if you put out a record where you deal with the pandemic that has to fail because people are sick of it. They don't
Oh
want to hear
God,
it
I can't
again.
stand it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You flick past it. It's like "No, you
yeah.
know, I've been through it. Don't
Let's
need to talk
leave
about
that
it.
behind. Never again, hopefully.
Yeah, well, you never know. Yeah, well, you always, yeah, exactly. So, you're going on a big tour with this album soon, aren't you? You're touring it, right through Asia. Is that right?
Well, we begin with Europe. We
Yeah.
have about 5 weeks, our own tour over
Mm.
Europe. And then we do a brief Asian thing, but I don't think it's much. It's Indonesia. I don't know if
Mm.
Malaysia's in there, probably. And they also booked 3 shows in Korea.
Wow,
Korea. Yeah, it's
fantastic.
amazing. I've been there before. I've been there for interviews in the early 90s, and I've been there also for a gig. Halloween. No, it wasn't Halloween. I think it was Unisonic.
Yeah.
It was either Unisonic or Avantasia. I can't remember, but there was one show we also did in Korea, if I'm not completely mistaken. Uh, but
Wow.
that's not going to be, it's just going to be something like 12 days that we will be including traveling.
Mm.
And then we're back here. And then we will continue in April next year in North America, which is not long. It's like maybe 3.5 weeks or something like that.
Mm.
I don't know what I think after that we will be just doing festivals in Europe
Yeah. You have to
over
get
the
to
summer.
Australia. You have to get to Australia sometime
Yeah,
soon.
yeah, yeah. I mean it was planned already in 2020. It was planned to do that at the end of 2020 after Japan. They wanted to have one show. It was planned. I think the venue was booked and everything.
Oh,
It was planned, and then because of the pandemic, it didn't take place. And at the moment, I don't know. I don't think it is planned yet, but it might come up. I mean, after the summer festivals in Europe, I'm sure we're going to do South America, and I'm sure after South America, we will do Japan,
yeah.
probably 2 weeks or something like that, because
Yeah.
things are going really well in Japan again for us.
Yeah. They love your music over there, don't they?
Yeah, yeah, I mean they were like the biggest fans in the 80s. I mean it was really really good there. And then in the 90s they kind of lost interest in anything other than national music. It
Mm.
was interesting. They were like completely not interested in anything that came from Europe or America or whatever. They were
Mm.
just concentrating on national music, even their own pop and rock music. They made their
Mm.
own stuff. And it started kind of cliche that you would really had to laugh when you saw that. But they have evolved, and in the last couple of years, they gotten really good,
Yeah.
even with their own stuff in
There's some good
Japan.
metal bands coming from
Yeah,
Japan, I
yeah,
can tell you. Yeah, absolutely cracking stuff coming out from there.
yeah, yeah.
Um, it's good that they've come back to the fold.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's the same thing with Halloween. We did. I don't even think that they went there touring, playing live. And I remember I mean, during the 90s, I remember when we played there the first time in 2018, again with Pumpkins United. They booked, I think, one show in Tokyo, but they had to book four more while we were there
Yeah,
because
because it
it
sold so
sold out.
quickly. Yeah, yeah.
Because it was just very successful and people showed up. And then the next time we were able to play Budokan, which is
Oh, the
8,000.
Budokan. Yeah. Wow.
And we sold it out, you know. So things are going much, much better
Yeah.
in Japan. I mean, everywhere, but Japan, it was kind of sad because we all love Japan.
Mm.
It's just a great country.
Oh
It's
yeah, I
great
love
to.
it. I love it. Yeah.
So it was kind of sad that things were kind of drying out there, but it's coming back now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was reading the story behind This Is Tokyo. He was saying he wants to say thank you to Japan because he loves them so
Absolutely. And
much.
this is
Yeah.
not just ass kissing or anything like that. We really have a love affair with Japan and especially Tokyo. Everybody has memories. When I was like a teenager still, we played in Japan and we've been there like for 4 weeks or something like that. We were
Yeah.
touring the whole country. It was amazing. It
Wow.
was a great time.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Well, I hope you do get down here because the album is really great, and I think it's one of the best ones for some time. I mean, it does flow off from the self-titled album so much nice. It's such a good flow on.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I think that the new one, I like the new one better too. The first one was good, but it was too overloaded, if you ask me. It was too much information, too
mm.
much on there. Every guitar player had to have a solo in every song. It's just too much. But that's the thing when you get seven people together and try to make a record. But this time is much more organic.
Yeah, more
Everything,
clarity. Yeah,
yes, I agree.
yeah, yeah. I felt that as well when I was putting it on. It felt like Halloween when I listened to it,
Yes. Yeah.
and I think that's what you want from a Halloween record, isn't it? You want to put it on and go,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean the previous one too, but it was still it was too much. It was just too much information. I
chunky.
couldn't listen to it without getting a headache.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite chunky. Yeah, it's quite a
Yeah,
chunky album. I
yeah,
mean, I liked it because it was that time when we needed it. So I have a soft
yeah.
spot for it for that reason.
And it was really, really well received. I mean, don't be mistaken. I mean, people just loved it. It just had the highest reviews and everything, and the fans loved it. It's just my personal.
Of course, well, you're the creative person.
Yeah.
You gotta love what you make, and sometimes you'll see with an objective eye, don't you? You go,
It was great then, but it's like I just felt it was everybody in the band pretty much felt it was a little over the top from the information. So we are all feeling more comfortable now as a band, and I think
mm.
that reflects in the latest record
Yeah, it does.
naturally.
It really does. It's full of fun.
Yeah.
There's some real fun moments in it. I said I can love a little is a little too much. I love that as a song.
And we had some nice surprises doing this production, I have to say. I mean, first of all, it was the most pleasant vocal recordings I've ever done because I've been in Tenerife for 2.5 months. There was
Yeah,
no time pressure. When I
lovely.
felt like singing, I went in the evening, did some vocals. In the daytime, I was in the sun.
In the beach. Oh God.
Tenerife is just perfect, especially at the time of year that I was there. It's not
Mm.
too hot. It was always between like 18 and 21,
Oh,
22 degrees.
perfect.
Perfect. It was always sunny. I had an apartment. I was not in a hotel. We
Yeah.
we rented an apartment, and I could show you a picture. We've done thousands of pictures, but that was my view. Let me see. Taking quite a few pictures here. That was the view.
Oh, stop it.
So it was amazing. I mean, in terms of vocal recordings, it couldn't be any better. It was a pleasure. Um, the whole production was great. What was your question again? Now I've
No, I just
lost
said
it.
I just think I just said that it was just not. It's got a real. It's a
I
nice
got it.
light
I got it.
album.
The thing is, we had a whole bunch of songs. We had about 30 songs or something,
Mm,
and there were a couple of songs where we thought they're okay. They might be good enough for a B-side or
mm.
uh, for a bonus track or whatever, and they turned out really good in the end, like much stronger than we thought. And this is always very pleasant. You have songs where that's going to work. Universe, for instance, is almost like Halloween written by the school book. It's like
Yes,
uh,
Yeah.
You hear that, and yeah, of course, yeah, that works. He used all the elements that you would expect
Yes.
in a,
Can read by
in a
numbers.
Halloween song. So that song didn't grow much. It stayed the same. You recorded it. It sounded better, than the demo, but it stayed what you expected. We had at least like 3 or 4 songs where we thought, let's see what happens, and they really grew and turned out to be really strong. And it was a couple of songs from Waiki
Mm.
where when the vocals were finished, we were all happy because it just grew so much. And that's great because it makes you have even more songs you can choose from for an album. We
Yeah,
even
you're
have
right.
the next record already written because we've done so many songs. It's,
Oh,
all, it's
how
already there.
wonderful is that?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's you
Yeah.
can
The
relax and
band
tour
is
a bit
so
better,
has
enjoy
been
your
so
tour.
creative. That's the big benefit when you have 6 potential songwriters and they just sat down and wrote songs, and we just never have a shortage in material. It's amazing.
Oh, you're a very lucky man.
Yeah,
'Cause, I'm sure there's a lot of
absolutely.
bands who give their right arm to have that
I
ability.
know, I know. That's because usually you have 1 or 2 songwriters, if even.
Mm.
And then they try to make a record, and but we have always too many songs, which is great.
That's never a problem, Michael. I don't think too
Do,
many songs is a problem. I
do.
think the only
And it
problem with
was
it
just
is
like
what you put
you
on and
can
what you
do.
don't put on. That's a problem.
Yeah, exactly. And you can arrange, what put on what record. You can, if you have so many songs, and they're all very different always. You always have very different styles. You can just arrange a nice record by picking the songs.
Mm.
Makes it much easier to make an exciting record. And I'm sure they're going to write no more songs for the next one, but we have already enough material. But I'm sure there's going to be like 5 more songs,
Of course they
and
will,
then we
because it'll be
record them
2 years
until we
down the
have another
track.
20 songs to choose from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, because it'll be 2 years down the track, and you'll be like, "Oh no, let's do something. Let's add that in now." Like, let's do
Yeah,
this
yeah,
now.
yeah. I mean, I have no doubts that the next one is just gonna be just as good, if not better, because we already have the material, and there's still time. We won't do that before like maybe 2 years or something, because
Mm.
we're gonna put it live now.
Yeah, I think, well, topping this one's gonna be hard because it's a really cracking album.
Yeah,
It's really sort of DNA of Halloween, right?
and it's not just a
Definitely.
copy of the previous one.
No, it's
It's
not
a
at all. No, not
yeah,
at all. There's so much difference in it. As I said, it's more cohesive. It's
yeah.
got some more space in it. It's more spatial.
That
Um,
was the only thing we thought about. We're not the kind of band who makes a plan. We no, I don't think that any of the songwriters can really sit down and write a song with a pre-designed path to go. I don't think so.
no,
I might be wrong, but I don't think so. I think it's always an inspiration. You have an idea, and then the song unfolds, and it is what it is in the end.
yeah,
But the only thing we said before, and I still remember it because it was in Mexico. Mexico in November 23 was the last gig we did. It was a festival, and we had a meeting in a restaurant where we had dinner and everything. And the only thing we said is we want to open up,
yeah,
open up and allow things to happen, and not restricting us in any kind of way, as we usually do.
yeah,
As we never really do. I wanted to say we
yeah.
we just always let it go. I mean, I think this has always been, at least during my time, what made this band exciting. There was just no fear. There was no fear, and I mean, for you, something like Rise and Fall, Dr. Steen, these kind of songs, for you, they're history of the
Mm,
band. But if you would have experienced how difficult it was to get Future World, I Want Out,
mm.
songs that are hits today, the record company didn't like them
Of course they did because they're idiots.
because
It's
they
all about,
didn't
it's all
sound
about
like anything like Walter Jericho. So
yeah,
it's like, if we would not have stood together as a band, it's like, that's what we do, or we don't make a record. If you wouldn't have done that, which we
yeah.
did, they wouldn't exist.
Oh, don't
Those
say that,
records never
Michael. I
exist.
don't want to hear that.
But I'm just saying it. So we have
Yeah,
always been the type of band, and especially when we were young, that we were not scared of trying things out. A song like Rise and Fall, with all this comedy kind of aspects,
mm.
that was not really common in metal, to
No,
have
no.
humor,
I
to
think
be
you're very
funny.
pioneering. Yes.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
like everything was either dark,
Yeah.
serious or mystical,
Yes.
but it was never funny. It was never.
Yeah.
It didn't have We had that sense of humor as people naturally, but they allowed it to happen during the production, fooling around with things, and I love it. And it's like, and that's the only thing. that we set to ourselves for this record. We just open up and we're not afraid. We just let it go. And whatever
Yeah.
whatever happens, happens.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thanks for chatting, Michael. Our time is running up,
All
unfortunately.
right.
I could talk to you all day. I just, it's such a pleasure to talk to such a legend. Um, who
I
knows?
love interviews. I love doing interviews. I really
Yeah,
do
I
because
could
it's
see it. You're very,
especially
it's,
in the metal world, it's just a great conversation and the
yeah,
people that show up, they care
yeah,
usually. It's always passionate. There's always something going on. It's not
yeah,
these kind of lame, boring interviews that you sometimes do. It's like when you get number one, like in Germany, like did with the last
yeah.
record, you have other people that don't give a damn really about
No,
what you're doing.
no, it's just
Asking and
checklist.
have those standard
Yeah,
questions. That's not the same thing. But the usual hard rock metal journalist who shows up. They're passionate, and this is why it's usually a good conversation.
yeah. I've loved it. I've loved every minute of it. It's been a highlight of my day, Michael. Thank you.
Same to
Um,
you. I liked it too. I mean, it's a pleasure doing that. I do interviews every day now, and the last ones have all been Australia.
there you go. That's because we're the best.
Of course.
Of course. Well, hopefully to see you over here soon, and I hope the album does gangbusters for you because it's brilliant.
I'm sure. I'm sure it's going to do well because the feedback is just all positive. It's like we've made a listening session old school way in
Yeah.
Amsterdam in the Whistle Art Studios. We had like people showing up and we played it to them like the old way, like it
Yeah.
used to be
Yes.
in the 80s, and everybody loved it. People were really excited about it, and they're not faking it.
No.
If you talk to someone, you know how they are. I mean, they
Yeah.
tell you how they feel, and it,
Yes.
and it was a great response.
Oh, brilliant, man. Brilliant. Thank you. I I hope to get to see you live again very soon. It's been a long time, but hopefully
Yeah, I'd
sometime
love to. I
soon.
mean, I've never been to Australia ever.
No, you got to make it here. You got to
Yeah.
make it here.
All
All
right,
right.
man.
Hey, bye, bye for now.
You have a good rest of the day.
You too. Bye,
All
mate.
right. See ya.
See ya.